Thank you for having me tonight. It's truly an honor to be with you. I was sitting at dinner just amazed at the videos and to Sandra, Bruce, and Sandaria. You're truly an inspiration and very heart-touching and heartfelt stories that hit home to me. So thank you for having me. My real claim to fame is not being Miss America. It's really what I'll share with you right now. Every contestant can announce themselves at the pageant in, some sort of fun way. Every state announces themselves. And I had some spiel written. I would think I was going to say, from the home, I was going to say, where cheese is more than a food, it's a fashion accessory. I am Laura Kepler, Miss Wisconsin. But I didn't. I consulted with some other contestants, and at the very last minute decided to say this. And it's haunted me until this day, and being from Wisconsin, I know you'll appreciate this. I said, from the home of the reigning Super Bowl champs, if you're watching Aaron Rodgers, call me. I am Laura Kepler, Miss Wisconsin. And I didn't know I was gonna win, obviously, and didn't know that that was gonna follow me in every single interview after the fact, because then every reporter at the end would ask, has Aaron Rodgers called you? And to this very day, he has not, so it's sort of just been, the joke is now on me and not him at the end of the day. But they're having a good season, and I have the opportunity to sing the national anthem at the Packer game on December 9th. So maybe my opportunity still awaits. As someone mentioned, tomorrow is a mystery. So maybe December 9th will prove that that comes true. Oprah Winfrey once said, it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, the ability to triumph begins with you always. And I never realized it then, I only realized now, looking back in hindsight, that quote has sort of been the marching beat to my life and the internal drum to how I decide to live. And the message and motto that I live by is that your past doesn't have to define your present or your future. And what I thought was a rather normal upbringing and a normal childhood was soon proven otherwise when I was in high school, and my family had learned of a scandal that my father was involved in. And I think back to those years of being 16, 17, awkwardly entering the phases of teenage life, wanting to fit in with your friends, getting your driver's license, wanting to go to prom. And one day I came home and my family, including my dad, had to tell me that the company he had worked for was embezzling millions of dollars and that he had a part in that. And because of his part in that, he was sentenced to 18 months in federal prison. And that mistake was one that would follow him for the rest of his life, and it was a mistake that would follow my family every single day up until this day. The embarrassment, shame, and permanent stigma of prison visitation corresponding through letters and numbing phone calls that prompted to accept a call from federal inmate number 123456, press 1 to accept or 2 to decline. Front page headlines and small town chatter will always haunt me, and even though now years removed from that situation will forever hold a mark on my existence, being forever changed by an experience isn't always a bad thing. I will be the first to admit that that was the worst experience of my life, and there are many more details that we could sit here for hours on end discussing. But even though it was the worst experience of my life, and I would never wish it on my family again, or any other family for that matter, I will say that it's made me the woman I am today, and for that, I am forever thankful, because the young woman I am today embraces adversity and thinks that a past or rigid edges defines character, and the young woman I am today truly believes that what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. So with my family's approval, specifically my father's, of course, we had long conversations about, can I talk about this? This is obviously something that I couldn't talk about on my own without including my dad, and this was something that my family had closed about 5 years prior. So it was a story that I would obviously have to speak about, but talk about my dad and open those wounds that were previously closed. So with their approval, and specifically my father's approval, I decided to compete for Miss Wisconsin that second year with my platform as it is now, which advocates for children of incarcerated parents. And I knew that it was risky and taboo and was told numerous times to change my platform because it was something that not many people wanted to talk about or not many people wanted to hear about. But I knew that I had lived that experience, and I knew that I had risen above it, and I knew that by becoming Miss Wisconsin, I could maybe, just maybe, help one other person who had been going through that as well. Never in a million years did I dream I could become Miss America, but also never in a million years dreamed that the girl whose father spent time in prison could become Miss America. And just as I vowed to be a voice for those children across the state of Wisconsin, I am blessed to do the same at the national level. And while I can speak, thank you, while I can speak from personal experience, the problem and statistics tell us that this is far greater than just one person can conquer. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, we know that 1 in 32 Americans, which equals about 6.9 million adults, are in jail or on parole, which means over the last 30 years, the United States prison population has increased by about 500%. There are estimated 2.8% of children under the age of 18 with at least one parent who is incarcerated, which translates to about 1 in 40 children who have a parent in prison. These children who have parents in prison are about 6 to 9 times more likely than their peers to commit crime and end up incarcerated at some point in their own life. And to put that into perspective in the room for the taxpayers, the cost to society of allowing just one child to leave school and to enter a life of delinquency and crime is about $1.7 to $2.3 million per year. And as I speak across the country advocating for these children, I meet more and more children who have experienced this, yet still need somewhere to turn and still need a form of mentoring or a support group or therapy. And I have been able to speak on behalf of many nonprofits, many grassroots efforts, very similar organizations like Project Return. But tonight, as we leave, I invite you to think of these children long after you leave this room. For children of incarcerated parents, there truly needs to be a wider span of national resources. There are roughly 2 million children in our country who have a parent in prison, and I believe that that's a very low number because there are 2 million documented children in our country who have a parent in prison, but I believe that there are many more million undocumented children. And like I said, they are severely at risk to end up repeating that vicious cycle of incarceration and crime that we often see. So for some reason, I've seen my life come full circle. I've seen my father completely change his life. I'm extremely proud of the man he is today. I'm a firm believer in second chances, and I know that my dad is thankful for the time that he had spent in prison because I know he much rather likes who he is today versus who he was before. And I'm also very thankful for that experience because it has made me the woman I am today. For me, it was family and mentors and support group systems and music that got me through that circumstance okay. But by being here tonight, you are helping other men, women, children, families make it through their circumstance okay. So thank you for being here tonight to support a group of people who equally deserve a chance. And thank you for supporting a group of children that I once was, children of incarcerated parents. Thank you.